They're not started yet. Everybody behind it. Okay. And they didn't know which part they were going to get. We just drew them sticks out. So everybody gets a new part each time. All right. Here we go. In other words, lots of improvising. Once upon a time, there was a boy named Nicky who wanted his new mittens made from wool as white as snow. At first, his grandmother, Baba, did not want to knit white mittens because she said,
if you drop one in the snow, you'll never find it.
but Nicky wanted snow white mittens. I want snow white mittens. Yeah, look, he's grumpy. He wants them. And finally, Baba made them for him. After she finished, she said,
When you come home, first I'll see if you're safe and sound, and then I'll see if you still have your snow white mittens.
so off Nicky went.
Wait a minute.
You can do that? Draw some more there.
Sure.
Nicky, throw one of your mittens down. Okay, I'll do it. So off Nicky went, and it wasn't long until one of his new mittens dropped in the snow and was left behind. A mole who was tired from tunneling along discovered the mitten, climbed inside. It was cozy and warm and just the right size, so he decided to stay. A snowshoe rabbit came hopping along. Then the snowshoe rabbit, he stopped for a moment to admire the snow white mitten. To admire his winter coat. It was then that he saw the mitten, and he wiggled in, feet first. The mole didn't think there was room for both of them. But when he saw the rabbit's big kickers, he moved over. Next, a hedgehog came snuffling along. Snuffle, snuffle. Having spent the day looking under wet leaves for things to eat, he decided to move, or she decided to move into the mitten and warm herself. The mole and the rabbit were bumped and jostled. But when they, not being one to argue with someone covered with prickles, they moved over. As soon as the hedgehog disappeared into the mitten, did I skip something? No. As soon as the hedgehog disappeared into the mitten, a big owl came swooping down. We're coming to the badger. When he decided to move in, the mole, the rabbit, and the hedgehog, they grumbled. They grumbled, but they moved over when they saw the owl's glinty talons. Up through the snow appeared a badger. Bodie the badger, up through the snow. He eyed the mitten and began to climb in. The mole, the rabbit, and the hedgehog, and the owl were not pleased. Were not pleased. There was no room left, but when they saw his diggers, they moved over. It started snowing, but the animals were snug in the mitten. A waft of warm steam rose in the air, and a fox came trotting by. Trot, trot, trot. He stopped to investigate. Just the sight of the cozy mitten made him feel drowsy. The fox poked his muzzle in. When the mole, the rabbit, the hedgehog, and the owl and the badger saw his shining teeth, they moved over and gave the fox lots of room. And then a great bear came lumbering by. He spied the mitten, all plumped up, and not being one to be left out in the cold. He began to nose his way in. The animals were packed in tightly as could be. But what animal would argue with a bear? The mitten swelled times its size. But Baba's good knitting held. Yay, Baba.
Hey, Baba.
Along came a meadow mouse. Meadow mouse. No bigger than an acorn. And he wiggled into the one space left and made himself comfortable on top of the great bear's nose. The bear was tickled by the mouse's whiskers, and he gave an enormous sneeze. The force of his sneeze made the mitten go up into the air, and all the animals scattered in all directions. On his way home, Nicky saw a white shape in the distance. It was the lost mitten. Nicky, you're back. Oh, look. Look who's looking at you. Baba was looking out the window, and first she looked to see if he was safe and sound, and then she looked to see if he still had his snow white mittens. Hold those up and show the difference. What happened to the mittens?
One's bigger than the other.
Look at that.
Because the animal stretched it out.
Let's stand up and take a bow.